Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everybody here for our 365 days zero homicide celebration. Yeah. I mean, this right here is the oldest site. It started, what, 19 years ago here. And I actually, when I first was hired, I was a part of a 365 celebration. But it was like when I first came in, this one right here was under as me being the director. So this one a little bit more special because I'm actually the director. But I like to just thank everybody for being here to, celebrate with us today. And I'll be passing it to my lovely, wonderful VPC, which is Violence Prevention Coordinator, Deasia Kidd.
Hey, y'all. First of all, I want to thank everybody for being here, whether it be our community partners, our residents that, stand by us to support us, or, the other Safe Street sites. Obviously, we want to thank LifeBridge and Monsi for, overseeing this program and putting so much into the work that we do. We are celebrating a whole year without losing somebody in our community. And obviously, that is something that is worth celebrating. Actually, as of today, we have 403 days. Yeah. Thank you. 403 days in McElderry Park without losing a life. And, I love a number because numbers do not lie. And while 365 days is a number worth celebrating, I also want to take a moment to celebrate those hidden numbers that, never kind of get recorded. Like, we'll never know how many parents got to have their child for another year, or how many kids got to keep their parent for another year. We'll never know how many birthdays got to be celebrated or graduations got to be attended and dinners that were able to be shared because violence never had the chance to interrupt. I think that we can all walk away from here knowing the number and knowing the statistics. But for me, just my part that I wanted to share with y'all is how we got those numbers. Those numbers come from ordinary people in our catchment area, in our neighborhood, who dedicate their lives to doing something extraordinary every day. We, at Safe Streets, and all of our partners, we are a part of the violence prevention plan of Baltimore City. But also, things that are part of that violence prevention plan are things like Dave, the president of our community association, who gets off and still dedicates his time to coach our kids. Absolutely. Violence prevention looks like Ajay Barkley, who dedicates her entire summer and pulls out a pocket to pour into our beautiful young ladies of our neighborhood in McElderry Park. Yeah. And it also looks like Miss Melissa, who I'm so sad could not join us today, but she is pretty much, the heart and the face of this community. And we'll never know how many families she affected, just, dedicating her time and her energy and her loving to us. So while we are celebrating the numbers, I really want to celebrate the people that got us here. That is violence prevention. Violence prevention is community, and I'm so grateful that our community was able to pull together and achieve this together. And to end it off, we wouldn't be able to do any of this, any of those people I just gave thanks to, and we weren't a part of a beautiful city with an amazing city leadership that poured into violence prevention and that give us the stage and the opportunity to love on each other and save our city and not let our past dictate our future. And none of that would be possible without this man that I'm about to introduce right now. So please join me in welcoming the mayor of Baltimore City, Brandon Scott.
Thank you, Deasia. Good afternoon, everybody. Hey, Councilman, that sounds like a West Side good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I knew that wouldn't land well with the people over there, just messing with them. Really, and thank you, Deasia, for that wonderful introduction and what you do each and every day. It is so great to be here with all of our Safe Streets family, especially the McElderry Park Safe Streets family. Let's give it up for Nardi, Deasia, the entire team here. My good friend, Councilman Glover, who is no stranger, the pride of East Baltimore, our Monsi Chief of Staff, Chanel White, Penny Green, and Adam Rosenberg from LifeBridge. And last but certainly not least, I don't know who David is, but I do know who Coach Harris is, our wonderful community leader who always is showing up for this community. But I also want to recognize all the residents that Deasia was talking about in McElderry Park, because this progress does not happen solely because of the great work of Safe Streets, but with the actual residents in the community, and because we would not be here today without them and without the hard work of this team. 403 days without a homicide in McElderry Park, because these are the folks who are on the ground each and every day, mediating conflict, meeting people's needs, meeting with them where they are to help prevent violence, because we would not be where we are as a city without the work that they do, not just here in McElderry Park, but all across Baltimore as a part of our comprehensive violence prevention plan that has helped us to reach the fewest amount of homicides through any July 27 on record in Baltimore. Because we're talking about historical change and even more work for us to do. But when you think about, as we go through our second now comprehensive violence prevention plan, 5 years, where we were 5 years ago. And 5 years ago, when folks said that 403 days would be impossible, that a 50-year low would be impossible. Nothing is impossible when Baltimoreans come together, work together to achieve the goal, and that's what we all have to continue to do. And since we began this work in 2022, September of 2022, we've seen this historic reduction. Just to put some more numbers on that, homicides are down nearly 60% over the past 5 years. When you think about that, and we're down an additional 29.6, we round up, that's 30% from last year's historic low. But sometimes people like to say some things like, hey, well, it's down everywhere. Well, in case you didn't know, everybody, it's down more in Baltimore. Because we're talking about cities that are seeing 10, 15, 20, even 40% reductions. But we have a 60% reduction in the city of Baltimore. But as I always say, I want to be clear, this is not a celebration. We recognize this milestone, we acknowledge this milestone as historic progress, but we have to continue to do the work. We have to get to a place where we don't need to hold events like this one, because 365 plus days without a homicide will be the norm, not just in McElderry Park, but throughout the city of Baltimore. And that's the work that these wonderful people do each and every day, and why that work is so important. So, and it is why we as a city have to continue to support and invest in our community violence intervention ecosystem. Because we know there are people out there that don't believe that community violence intervention works. They don't believe that the studies that have said it works over and over and over again are true. But those of us who know, who live here, who see the work, who see the impact, who, as Deasia said, get to see the children celebrate with their fathers and their mothers that may not have been able to do that were it not for this deep investment, understand why we have to keep this work going now and forever. So thank you again to the entire McElderry Park team. Thank you for getting us to this point, and let's go again and again and again and again to save lives in Baltimore. Now, we're going to do some citations here. Let me see if they are right here. Look at that. All right. The first one, Nardi, I guess you can take this. This is a certificate of recognition for the Safe Streets McElderry Park. I'm going to spare us all and only read this part once. In recognition of achieving 365 days without a homicide in your catchment zone, you're to be commended for your continued efforts to create a safer city through mobilization, conflict mediation, community empowerment, and engagement activities. On behalf of the people of Baltimore, thanks for your unwavering commitment to reducing violence in McElderry Park and driving positive change in our city. Congratulations. Let's make some noise for McElderry Park. All right. And next, this one is for you, Nardi. Let's give Nardi a big round of applause. It says the same thing. All right. You gotta make sure they in order. Nope. The next one goes to Alex. All right, man. We're going to talk about that hat later on. The next one is for Deasia. Let's give it up for her. All right, the next one is for Andre. Come on. Amen. Andre, that uncle, he on Facebook Live too, just so y'all know. Next one is Jason. Come on, Jason. Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, come on, Cook. Despite his poor choice of high school. All right, and we know we're going to give a big round of applause for this next gentleman. He can't be with us today, but we're going to celebrate him and celebrate his work and wish him a speedy recovery. So let's give it up for Jeep. Let's give it up for him. Yeah. I'll get that to you now. Yeah. And just again, congratulations, McElderry Park. Thank you for your work. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it going. And now I will turn it over to one of the worst softball players I've ever seen play softball, Councilman Antonio Glover.
Thanks, Mayor Scott. And it's only because his whole team was on steroids. And he came out there and beat our butts. But first and foremost, I want to say, 365 days, right? No homicide. And it's like they showed off over here in East Baltimore because he went actually to 403? Yeah. 403. We could have had this conversation close to 40 days ago to celebrate 365 days what we did. And that goes to show you the work that we're doing here in the McElderry Park community. And I also said it because of the fact that when you're born and raised here and you see what they see, you feel what they feel, and you understand it the way they understand it, and now you're an elected official that help represent your district, and you see the young men that you grew up with in East Baltimore that's also contributed to this program, like the Cookies and the Naughties, and those individuals that are really giving back, and you see the leadership from Dee that's doing her thing with the young girls and some of the young guys here in our community. Y'all don't even understand. Sometimes we have conversations where she's feeding the community. It ain't just about, interrupting crime and things of that nature, but it's also making sure that we're making sure our young people are taken care of, right? And that we're meeting them where they at. So I want to say thank you for all that you do also for our community when you're going outside of the walls of Safe Streets. So thank you so much. Yeah, she deserves that. Yeah. So again, honor to you guys. Let's continue to keep doing the great work that we're doing, because we're just not Baltimore City that's thriving and bringing back its charm, but there's so many cities across this country that are taking the motto of Baltimore City. Right. What this mayor has done with this administration, when Mayor Scott got into office, he said that we was going to change the trajectory of Baltimore City. You got to remember, years ago, we didn't see this. The reason why, we weren't even born when homicides dropped this low. We weren't even born. Mayor Scott, that's from Baltimore, see what we see, feel what we feel, and understand it the way we do. And that's why the numbers in Baltimore City has dropped tremendously. So to the administration, keep doing what you're doing, brother. My mayor, my friend, Marcy, keep doing what y'all doing. Our partners, keep doing what y'all doing. And the community, if you see something, say something. We are all in this together. So now I'll turn this over to Chanel with Marcy. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Mayor Scott and Councilman Glover, and tremendous thanks to the McElderry Park team for all the amazing work that they do. Because of this work, Monty is proud to be able to invest in Safe Streets and work alongside Catholic Charities and LifeBridge Health Center for Hope to oversee Baltimore's flagship violence intervention program. As the mayor said, this 403 days is not done by coincidence. It is done by the hard work, dedication, and the commitment that the team has to continue to create a safer Baltimore. Safe Streets is an evidence-based program, and it is evidenced through the 1,752 mediations that were conducted by Safe Streets across all 10 sites in 2025, and 780 this year. 285 community events were held by our sites in 2025, and over the past 5 years, 9 of our 10 sites have reached this 365 milestone. The work that is continuing throughout the city is being researched through Bloomberg researchers at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, and published a report in 2024 that found that Safe Streets has reduced homicides and non-fatal shootings in neighborhoods where it is present. Not only are we being researched here locally, but we have national cities and organizations reaching out to try to replicate this model and the staff that we have to continue to drive down the numbers. A more recent study published in May 2026 found that Safe Streets was associated with a 42% drop in homicides involving people ages 15 to 24 and a 21% reduction in non-fatal shootings among the same age group of at the neighborhood level. We know Safe Streets works. We're working to get to a place where Safe Streets in our entire community of violence intervention ecosystem is enshrined in Baltimore's public safety apparatus, just like our police department. We are committed to continuing to invest in CVI and our frontline workers. We are increasing salaries. We are providing professional development opportunities. We are supporting the mental health of our frontline workers and opportunities to become leaders through our Emerging Leadership Academy, which has graduated 35 Safe Streets team members. I want to echo what Mayor Scott said. Thanks to the Safe Streets McElderry Park team and the community on this achievement. Together, we are changing the narrative about public safety in Baltimore. And with that, I will turn it over to the Executive Director of LifeBridge Center for Hope, Adam Rosenberg.
Thank you, Chanel. Good afternoon, everybody. Truly a day to celebrate that we have now gone 403 days without a homicide here in McElderry Park. It is a remarkable accomplishment and one that, a milestone that many thought would be out of reach at one point. And we have done so much in this last year. Not even 9 months ago, we opened up this brand new space, welcomed the community in, and look what we've done with it. So truly, congratulations to you, Nardi, and the entire team here at McElderry. You are a testament to this neighborhood and community, and what we've done here is really great. And echoing the mayor, Calvin Jeep is with us in all of our thoughts here, and he is a deep part of this work. I can't wait till we give him this certificate later on there. Mr. Mayor, thank you for having trust in LifeBridge Health to be a part of this incredible effort to reduce violence all throughout Baltimore. As a health system, we are constantly getting asked how we do it and what the impact is on healthcare, and we're seeing that as well, even at our own hospitals at LifeBridge, where we've seen an incredible 52% reduction in gunshot wound admissions at our Sinai ER there. It's an incredible, you can applaud for that. It's an incredible number that shows the downstream effect that when people aren't shot, not only are they not presenting as victims of violence, but they're coming home afterwards, and they're able to be, as you so beautifully said, with their mothers and their daughters and their sons, and live the lives that they want to give there. So thank you for having the trust in us to do this incredible work there. And what's not lost on me is that you're the ones making the difficult work here. We advocate for it. We talk to the public about it. We talk to you about it. You're the ones who do this on a day-by-day basis, and you make it possible for us to be able to make our jobs even easier there. So truly, from all of us at LifeBridge, you put the focus back where it belongs on stop shooting and start living there. We do this because we believe violence is a preventable and it can be treated as a public health issue. And that's why health systems need to be involved in this work there. We're seeing the outputs on it. We're seeing healthier communities and healthier citizens as a result there. And every life saved, every conflict interrupted means fewer families experiencing trauma and living healthy, loving, and productive lives. There's a lot of milestones we've shared here. And when I was thinking about this morning, when we look at all these numbers and stats, I'm reminded of the musical Rent. And really, it's anthemic song Seasons of Love, and it asks a simple question: how do you measure a year? And we know that it isn't just measured in days or a number on a dashboard, it's measured in love. And that love that you bring to this work every day makes this happen and makes these families come home, makes these communities thrive, and makes it a safer place for you all in the back to grow up in. So truly, it's an honor to be a part of this with you. Congratulations, McElderry. Congratulations, Safe Streets. Congratulations, Monty and Baltimore. And with that, let me tip it to my partner in this work, Penny Green.
afternoon, everyone, and again, congratulations to McElderry on your 365. You worked tirelessly to get to this point. I know it wasn't easy, been ups and downs and valleys and everything like that, but the lives that you put before your own, I admire you for standing in the gap for people, for standing in between around violence and the determination to make our communities a better place. And I also want to thank you not just for what you have achieved, but for what you have kept doing and ongoing. And the work, a lot of it goes unrecognized, a lot of it goes unsaid. There are long nights, hard conversations, but you show up for people on their worst days. You show up for people over and over again, in spite of the toll that it may take on you, in spite of the toll or not being thanked for what you have done. But you keep coming back to the community and giving to the community. And that endurance in itself is the achievement. And I want to again say thank you for that. At LifeBridge Health and Center for Hope, we are in awe. We are so happy and incredibly proud of you and McElderry for this accomplishment. But not just that, as we've already heard, McElderry was the Site of the Year for Muncie, and Kennard won Site Director of the Year. So again, let's applaud that. That goes unsaid, and we're going to keep saying it till the year's over. All right. I think about the people that you fight for every day, people whose names you will never fully know, people whose stories we will never know, and you show up for their lives day in and day out for a community made safer and transformed. And most of this, as I said, goes unseen. That's the truest measure of what you have done, not the credit, not the recognition, just a quiet, relentless choice to keep showing up for people who may never know your name. So today, take a moment to celebrate. You've earned it. This neighborhood is safer because of you. Lives have been saved because of you. And all of us are grateful for your commitment, your endurance, and your belief that change can be possible. So to Kennard, Deasia, Alex, Cook, Jeep, and Andre, and Jason, thank you. Some of the most important work in the world is done by people whose names we will never know. Today, we know your names, and we celebrate you. Congratulations, McElderry. And I turn it over to Alex Long, Site Supervisor.
Appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I want to give a special shout out to my man Calvin. Hope he get a speedy recovery. You know, the work that we do always put us in danger, sometimes even after hours. So that was just one of the hazards with the work, and I just wanted to give a shout out to him. But I also want to really give a shout out to my community. You know, the work that we do today really ain't because of us. You know, most of the situations that we take on, that we able to mediate, is because it's presented to us by our community members, because they themselves made the choice of trying to do something different. You know, so we really want to tip our hats, because we know the battle that y'all face of the loved ones that y'all lost day to day, and how y'all became tired of that being an outcome over frivolous, stupid things. You know, so I really want to tip my hat to growing up. We've been here 19 years, as they stated, as an organization. I've been part of it for 13 and a half. So I seen all the change, good and bad, primarily in our community. You know, a big part of what we do is changing the norms and thinkings that our community members have. And our community usually chose to change how they deal with each other day to day. And as a result, we're able to have 365 plus days without somebody losing their lives over nothing. You know, so I really want to commend everybody that do this work, because it ain't one person, it ain't one organization, it ain't one mission. It's everybody collectively coming together, making it happen to ensure that our families can stay families. You know, so I just want to continue to give out that support to everybody in this room, especially the ones in the orange, because we make the sacrifice day to day that may not allow us to make it home, just like some of y'all loved ones do not make it home. You know, so we all in the same boat, and we share that battle with y'all. You know, and I just want to bring my man Dave up here, because since we've been in existence, he has been the one constant, consistent, to make sure that our youth had an opportunity at crossing over through sports, education, and so many other opportunities. So I really want to salute the brother and give him his flowers while he's here, because as Dee stated, Miss Melissa, so many people in this community that pour into our kids to make sure that they get to be where they want to be. So I need y'all to give it up for my man David Harris.
First of all, I'd just like to thank everyone that has come in the room, Father. And I'm about to go into prayer. But any which way, I just want to thank y'all for coming out and supporting these young men. They are a staple in our community. But let me give you some what of a historical context. 2007, Leon Farouk, who brought this program to fruition. He brought a group of guys that were not looked at as intelligent. They were looked at as criminals. They was looked at as degenerates. But he brought them together and told them that they had a mission to stop violence because they were the ones that changed their life and could make a difference to those who are doing the violent acts now. And so in 2007, it was created and born. And I was one of the first people who were introduced as a Safe Street worker. And as a Safe Street worker, my job was to give people jobs and give people resources. But along with that, it came with people interrupting violence all day long. And it's not hard. It's hard, but it's not what's the word I'm looking for? It's not impossible to do. Thank you for the word. But one of the things I just want to express, and I'm not good at public speaking, but I just want to express that these people on the ground are a staple of our community, and every day they do the work, they make it possible for people to go home to their families and live their lives the way that they're supposed to be lived. And we thank you for continuing to do that work every day. You are a staple and a blessing to this community, and I thank you for continuing to come out, because these are some of the workers that were kids that we were mentoring down there running the Safe Street sites. So we just thank you for their tireless effort and continuing to help our community grow and be effective and see change. So we thank you.